Hello everybody, welcome back to the Mom's View. What are you guys doing? It's November. That's crazy.
I'm so excited.
Is it so annoying that I'm always like, time goes by so fast?
It really does though.
The next episode I'm like, time goes by so fast.
No, before we know it, it will be
I'm
summer.
annoyed at myself for saying it. But why is that true? Like the other day I was telling people, I'm like, it really does go by so fast. And he's like, I just don't want to get old because it seems like the older you get, the faster it goes. I'm like,
It's true though.
It really is true. That's very smart. That's a smart observation.
Mm-hmm. My 9-year-old just, world knowledge here. What are you guys doing? Updates. How's the house moving going?
It's good. Hopefully by the time this goes up, hopefully we're moved in. It's been good. We've been throwing away so much stuff that I told my kids we are going through everyone's bedrooms every 3 months.
Yeah.
Because the amount of garbage that we have thrown away.
So good before the holidays too.
Yeah.
Because then kids get more crap that they don't need.
Yep.
So
Gage had a piece of pizza stuck to his bed. I have no idea how
that is real living.
I was like, what? So yeah, we're definitely changing some things at our house.
I love that. That's real life, You're not living unless you have pizza stuck to your bed. What about you, darling?
Gosh, time just goes by so fast.
Oh, darn fast.
I don't know. I'm really excited for the holidays this year. I think because I've learned how to de-stress a little bit more, and so I'm more able to pay attention to the fun parts of it, I guess.
Yeah.
Because I'm not even worried about presents. I'm like, I'm excited about a certain few presents because I already have them in mind. I'm like, I'm excited to get this person this certain thing.
Yeah.
But I'm not really like, I have to get this person this, and I'm just like, whatever. If I think of a present, I'm going to get it. And if I don't, then I'm going to give them a hug and say Happy Merry Christmas.
Right.
Yeah.
I like that.
It's just special when we're together now, because I feel like all of us have. It makes me feel spoiled, but I'm like, I can't even think of anything I can say I want. Yeah. There's things that I don't even need that I could say I wanted, but I'm like, I just want my family to be all together.
Right. Do you remember when you were little thinking like, I feel so bad for my mom and dad that Santa doesn't come?
Yeah.
And your parents would be like, no, I just love Christmas and I love like seeing you guys get things. And when you're older, then you're like, oh yeah.
Comes full circle.
I understand, because when you get older, you just don't need things.
Yeah. That makes sense.
And I think even for my kids this year, we're just like minimalizing everything a lot.
I love that. You're really good at that.
That makes sense.
You're good at coming up with like themes, like working with Santa to come up with themes.
Santa and I work really well together.
You do really well with that. I'm like a cluster F. That's what I am. I'll find things and I'm like, why did I buy this? What is this? What is this? And there's just so many little things. I'm like, I did not need to get 5 colors of gack. He doesn't need all that,
Yeah.
Is gack a thing?
Oh, I hate gas.
You know that thing you push in the thing and it farts?
I think I hate it because it ruined my favorite shirt.
Yeah.
Oh, gack. So I feel like I wanted to do a Q&A just because you guys always come up with the best questions. And sometimes I feel like our topics have been good lately, but it's just fun to hear from you guys. It's getting really excited. So we are just going to do like a little Twitter Q&A. And hopefully get through as many. I want to do like rapid fire because sometimes if like we get stuck and we draw them out and then we only do 3 or 4.
Well, it's so hard because I'm like,
We have so much to say.
Yeah, and then we like feed off of each other, so we'll try.
I just won't talk and that will speed everything up. I'll just speed the questions. Okay, so think rapid fire though. Okay. So our first one comes from JSZ. What up? I know you watch our show. He said, best way to tell your mom you want to drop out of college and pursue your dream.
Just do it. Just tell them. Just get it over with and like, just do it. I think that's the biggest thing. Like, just get it out.
Yeah. I think you're hesitating because you're nervous of the reaction because you already know what the reaction is going to be. So just expect it and be okay with it. Like if you meditate beforehand or just think about it beforehand and think, you know what, this is probably the reaction I'm going to get and that's okay. Or, just be open for whatever. And then just do it because there's be kind, of course. Be like, Mom, I love you. This is a plan that I have and this is what I'm going to do.
I like the word that you said, plan.
Yeah.
I think that parents just want to know you have something in mind, and college for them is structure and a plan, and they know that you're going to be progressing. So if you are going to drop out of college, totally fine, follow your dreams, but you need to have a plan so that your parents don't think you're just going to go party and be like, I'm finding myself, which is fine. There's a time for that, and maybe that's what you need to do. But tell your parents that you have a plan and speak from your heart, and your parents will love you for it. And if they don't in the moment, they will eventually.
Yes.
I think also listen to what she has to say. Like, hear her out too.
Yeah, parents just love you. They
You
want
don't
the best.
necessarily have to follow her advice, but listen. That's helpful.
That is a hard age because you have to break off of following what your parents have wanted and their rules to now finding yourself in life.
Yeah.
But Good. Best of luck. Keep us updated. Okay, at Morgan E. Merrick asks, problem with the in-laws and how to get past them for the kids. I didn't really actually pre-read
what?
these, so I'm just...
So wait, read it one more time.
Problems with the in-laws, question mark, I think is what she meant, and how to you get past them for the kids.
Get past the problems
with your in-laws for your kids.
for your kids. Okay.
This is awkward because my mother is their in-law. Just kidding.
I think that
I love my in-laws.
I think we are lucky to have good in-laws.
Yeah.
And I think that, you know, sometimes comments are made and from both sides, and I think that you have to decide which ones are worth like dwelling on. You know, and if it's not worth it, like, and really think about, is this going to hurt my husband if I stay upset? Is this going to hurt my kids if I stay upset? Is that worth it to stay upset about that? And I think that it's okay to talk about the things that are bothering you too, even though that can sometimes be hard, or just letting it go. But I also don't think it's healthy to let things build up.
Right. Or to totally distance yourself.
Yeah.
Right.
Right. So
The day I met Jackson, which might have been scary, obviously it worked out. I had been married before, and so I felt like I was coming from a place of, I know what I want, I'm not gonna mess around. I was also older in life, and I just basically laid it out. I was like, listen, the person I want to marry, I wasn't like, if we get married. I was like, the person I want to marry, I want their family to feel like my family. I don't even want to call them my in-laws. It's gonna be my mom, your mom. Like, I don't like that. Sometimes I feel like that name gets a bad rap, and not that you're doing this. But I just want to see your mother for my mother. And I love my mom, but there are so many things that we don't agree on. And there are so many boundaries I have to set with her. Same with my mother-in-law. I love her, but I treat her the same as I would treat my mom. I try to set my own boundaries. And I think that you can agree to disagree. But at the end of the day, they're your family. And that's what you married into. And like you said, like you can choose if you want to stay mad at them or you want to dwell on things or...
Yeah, and because I hope that comments that I've made, maybe not meaning to be hurtful, will also be forgiven. Like, and that's the same with my mom. You're exactly right. That's how I feel. I feel like I love your mom, like my mom. Like, we're very, very close.
But you and your mom disagree, and you and my mom disagree, and the same with me. Like, you're never gonna totally see eye to eye.
Right.
My other in-laws, like, we're actually in a better place now than when we were. That was just a totally different relationship. But I remember that being really hard because there were things that they were just very set on that I did not agree with, and it was really hard. So,
yeah, it can be really hard.
That's a hurdle.
Yeah. I think one of the best pieces of advice that I can give that I've learned recently is, it's from one of the books that I've been reading. I read so many books. I always feel silly when I'm like, it's from a book.
No.
But
you read books.
I totally do.
She reads books.
But the book is called The 4 Agreements. And the second agreement that they talk about is to not take anything personally. Because, you know, a lot of times when your in-laws are giving you advice or there's conflict, it's because they're coming from a place of fear, and it's not really about you, it's about them and their fears and the different stuff that they're having to work through. So I think being respectful and honoring where they're at, and also setting boundaries like you said, and being able to speak your mind respectfully is helpful. Like, try your best to try to not bring contention into it, because if you have an attitude of like resentment or anger behind what you're saying, it's always going to be taken poorly. But always be respectful and don't take things personally. Like, that's the biggest thing. I think we get, I don't know, we get in these things and we're just offended and we're taking it personally, and just let it go. Like, don't even take yourself personally. Just let it go.
Well, I think sometimes, and I can speak from a place of this is sometimes how I am, sometimes I feel like when we are come face to face with a problem, we are listening for how we think someone's going to respond, or we assume where we already know where they're coming from. So we're already thinking of our response before actually hearing this person out. And Brene Brown talks a lot about that in her book, books that I've been reading. She's saying sometimes when, you know, there's like a fight or we have confrontation with somebody, we're already thinking of a way to rebuttal what their point is without even hearing them out. She's like, you really have to practice the art of listening and really trying to put yourself in that person's shoes before you even respond from who you are, which I thought was really smart. So the best practice, she said, is just say these 3 words. Tell me more. Tell me more about that. You know, if your in-laws are coming at you from a place that you don't understand, try to just put yourself in their shoes and just keep saying, tell me more.
Oh my gosh,
tell me more.
Your parents, like, I feel like we've never had a fight. Like, no, like there's never been anything. If your parents came at me, I would just cry. Like, Mom, okay.
I'll protect you.
I'm sorry.
I'm so grateful.
But then that way I
don't
feel
like
like if you can totally see someone's point of view, it might not make it as personal. You know, like you're saying, don't take it personally. So
tell me more.
Tell me more. So if I keep saying that to you, Carly.
You're not agreeing with
Get
me.
off of that.
I'm going to do that to Casey. Tell me more.
How do you feel about that? Emily Allen asks, how have you handled telling your kids the news of all this year's tragedies? That's a hard one. I'm assuming she's referring to like the world disasters, the natural disasters and the shootings and...
Shay and I are just very open with the kids. Like, so this happened, did you hear about it? You know, and a lot of times they've already heard about it at school or whatnot. And so we'll just discuss, you know, how they're feeling. And, you know, I give them my opinion. I let them know, yeah, it's really upsetting to me. And this is why we need to try to be the best people that we can be to help spread love instead of hate, because there's just so much. I mean, there's a lot of sadness, and we're going to go through a lot of sad things in our lives, whether it's directly or indirectly, just watching other people go through it. We're going to experience it, and we just need to talk about it and not be afraid of our feelings.
Yeah, I agree. And I think that to let them know that it's okay to be sad about it too.
Yeah.
When I was in middle school is when Columbine happened, and I was terrified to go to school, and I didn't understand those feelings. Like, it was just so weird. And I'm grateful because my parents did let me like tell them exactly how I felt. And so that's what I tried to do with my kids too. Just very honest. I'll answer any questions. We'll talk about how they're feeling. We talk about, you know, if there was a shooting, why did someone feel like they wanted to go in and shoot, like to see where everyone's coming from. And just to try to comfort them. It's hard. It's really hard.
Because with so much bad news, it almost feels like we should live from this place of fear. But I told Cooper, I'm like, I refuse to live like that. We don't need to live in fear, because you can't stress out so much where it's going to stop the bad things from happening. And you need to be the good with so much bad going on. So let's focus on the good things. Let's be happy, and let's focus on the things that are going good for us, and give our respect to those people who are mourning, and like kind of bringing attention to it. But I don't know. I think you can get wrapped up in it because there's so much bad, it seems like.
And I think that it's also an opportunity to teach your children to serve others, and what you can do to help people who have gone through terrible things. Like, what, you know, can we put kits together and donate them? You know, if we can't be there, can we donate money? Can we, you know, what can we do to help the people who have fallen victim to these tragedies?
And I think focusing on that side of it, because, you know, there always is... afterwards, you can look at all the stories of people that came together, and like the people in Vegas that went back in to carry people out, and you know, people during the floods, and all the things that have been happening. There's always groups of people that just, they let go of the fear and they jump in and help, and that's the kind of person that I want to be, and that I hope that I can help my kids be.
Yeah, what an opportunity to take time to teach your kids about, it's not about you right now, it's about them. Let's help them. I love what you said. That was perfect. Okay. At Katie, what has been the one moment in your life you were the happiest? Depends on what food we're talking about.
To be really honest, sometimes when I like just need a Dr. Pepper so bad, I'm like, I love this more than anything else in this whole entire world.
Like, this, don't get in my bubble right now.
I think like the definition of happiness changes for me. Because like sometimes after a really good night of sleep, I'm like, oh, I'm so happy. Or like the other day I was Christmas shopping for decorations, and I was like, I just feel so happy. I feel like the better word for me to use, and not to change what you asked us, but would be content. I feel so content in my life right now. There's a lot of things I want to work on. There's a lot of things I know I need to improve on, but like I'm really content and happy right now.
Just a couple of days ago, maybe it was last night, I can't remember. Just recently, I was walking into our bedroom. We just moved. We don't have furniture in our living room, and Casey was laying on his on his belly. Winston was climbing on him. Gage and Braylee were playing with Layla, and I walked into my bedroom, and I had to stop and come back out. And it's like, Casey, look at our family. And that to me is probably the happiest moment that I've had in my life so far, because I just feel like my family is here, and we're in a good place. I feel content, and I'm just really, really happy. And it was just fun to see them all rolling. I was like, I have 4 kids, and you know, and I feel like Casey and I are in a good place, and I don't know, it just made me so happy.
Made me teary-eyed.
I love you guys. I'm like, oh, I want to share all that. When you think of like one happiest moment, I can't even do that. Because I feel like different places in my life, I've been at different things. Like I would say the day I got married, then the day that I had each of my children. I mean, those were moments of pure joy, of just like bringing all of life's purpose to you know,
Yeah.
to a point where you're like, this is what the meaning of life is all about.
Yeah.
I feel like those moments were so meaningful to me. But now I also have moments where, you know, I'm just driving home from somewhere and I'll look and see a beautiful tree and I just all of a sudden feel, gosh, this is awesome.
Yeah,
you
life
know?
is awesome. I'm happy.
Life is really awesome. And I think what's helped me is, you know, trying to train myself to not worry about things, not be afraid of things, because it helps open up the world to, like, there's so much beauty and awesomeness everywhere. And I
Right.
feel like I have more moments of pure joy now than I ever have.
I love that.
And I love it.
And sometimes you have to go through those refining times in life where you're sad and you go through hard times to actually find real happiness.
Right.
I love that. So true. Okay.
I think that's also a time to like just take it in and just be like, and almost show gratitude for that moment. That's what I mean. I always say a little prayer anytime, like when I'm driving and I see something or just that feeling comes over me. I'm like, thank you so much.
Yes. And it almost makes
love
it
this.
stronger,
Yeah.
right? It's like just focus on it. Focus on the joy.
Yes.
Anyways, good
So
questions.
No, you guys are doing good. Okay, I want to answer some less. Like those were really like, good, but those were deep. Okay, so let's just do some like quick, fun ones. Darian Lilly asks a question for the three of you. Are you ever going to have more children?
No.
Yes.
I don't know.
That's not an answer.
No, yes, I don't know. There you go.
I feel really happy with that answer. I feel very content.
Yeah.
I didn't know how I was gonna feel, and it's been like this since being pregnant and having Layla, and now I just feel like, yep, I'm good.
Yeah. I know that.
It's a good feeling.
Okay, this is a fun one. Let's make this one lighter. That's my child. At Cassie Ireland asks, when was the last time you truly got excited about something?
Halloween.
I love Halloween.
I love Halloween. I was
love
so
Halloween.
excited. Shay agreed to be Batman because I was like, I'm being Wonder Woman, so you have to be something that goes with Wonder Woman. I'm pretty sure that's Batman. I mean, they kind of flirt.
Yeah.
Anyways, so he was Batman and I was
That was
Wonder
cute. I
Woman.
liked it.
And I don't know, it was just so much fun. I really enjoyed it this year because I let myself just not be weirded out by dressing up, and I don't know, I felt like a child.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
That's wonderful. That's why Halloween, like, I heard a talk on the radio about saying how, like, adults are making Halloween about them, and da-da-da-da. Like, listen, kids get everything. Like, we can have Halloween for us. Like, why can't it be a family thing?
Yeah.
It doesn't need about adults or children. It's just like a family thing. You know, you guys dressed up and you went with your kids, and I think it's fun for kids to see us be childlike
Yes,
again.
absolutely.
You know, it brings out that fun side of you. I would say Joanna Gaines' line at Target just came out. I was pretty happy about that. But we were, the other night, it was like kind of one of those moments you had. We were in the living room and Cooper was running back and forth and Elliot was just laughing at him. And then Jackson was like playing with the dogs and I was just like, this is fun. Like we're not even doing anything and it just feels like happy. And I was just excited about that moment for my family.
I've had a lot of exciting moments because we just moved into a new house. It's been so exciting. But my exciting moment was the day after Halloween because Christmas music was on the radio. I was like, yes!
I love that. I love Christmas music. So this will be our last one, and this can be anyone. Okay, this one is from Emily Allen. She actually got two in today because they were so good. But who is your dream collab on TMV? Like, who could you have for our dream collab? It
Like
doesn't have to be a
on the
YouTuber.
show?
Yeah,
Or- okay.
like to work with on too.
Oprah.
Oh, yeah, that'd be amazing.
I mean, shooting for the stars.
We would just be like-
I know.
I have two.
I would do this. I'd be like, stop looking in my
I know who
soul.
you guys are gonna
Oprah.
say.
Who?
Brene Brown.
I mean, I love her.
No, I wasn't going to say it.
I wouldn't say her either, though. I do love her, but she's just too above. I need to get on her level. You know, I need to work my way up there.
Okay, are we like we're not reaching for like.
No, we're
for the
reaching.
stars.
Like, besides Channing Tatum, like, I'm just really trying to think, you know. I either think it'd be Ellen, just because she's funny and I want to dance with her, or James Corden.
Oh yeah, he's.
I love him. He's so carpool karaoke. The moms do.
so funny.
James, come on.
So funny.
we
Carpool
can
karaoke,
dance.
the
We're good backup dancers. She can sing. He's just fun.
Yeah, he has so much fun.
Fun. My two favorites right now are Candy Johnson
Yeah.
and Lily Singh, Superwoman. Oh my gosh, I love her.
Yeah, that would be
I
so
love
fun.
her. She just did a video that was like, I don't know. It just made me so happy because I feel like I'm trying to be really myself on my channel. And she made a video about how that doesn't get views. And so she did all these things that get views. And then when she was artistic, it got 1 view. Then she was like, fine. And so she was doing all the things that get views. And it was just an awesome video. I appreciated it.
I want to watch
So
that.
truthful. People complain like clickbait. I'm like, yeah, but you watch the clickbait. So obviously it works. So quit complaining.
Yeah, you should watch it. It's so good.
I'm going to.
Okay, that was a fun episode. We love hearing from you guys. You guys ask the best questions and ideas. So keep that coming always. Never stop. Fill up the comments with them. We love them. Thank you guys so much for hanging out. Add on to the conversation down in the description box below. And we'll see you next time on The Bombs View.
Bye.
Bye, you guys.